Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this is the look that I'm shooting for you guys today. Very dark, vampy lips, very dramatic eye. I definitely have false lashes on today, which I actually really enjoy them. Like, hello. But anyway, so I just mainly did a talk through with this eye look, and I did a talk through with the lips. So if this is something that you would be interested in seeing, please just keep watching. I'm so excited to have you back in my channel today. Alright, so we are back in action. So the look that I filmed in my review video, I had at least one person ask for me to do it for you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. So this look is pretty dramatic, and it has some dark colors that kind of will flake off into this area when you apply them to the lid. So we're going to start with the eyes today instead of the skin, so that way if any fallout gets on this area, we can just wipe it away with a makeup wipe and then put our foundation on. So I like to do that when I'm using like darker colors on the lid. Also, you definitely have to prime your lid if you're going to put eyeshadows directly on it. Usually when I'm putting on foundation and things like that, I don't have to prime my lid because I put foundation and powder on my lid, and so that acts as my primer. But today, since we're not using foundation first, then we're going to start with a primer. So what you're going to need to do is choose your primer of choice. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. We're going to use a brush to apply it to our lid. So if you can just find like a flat brush and just squeeze a little dollop of that on there. And if we can, ooh, that's a little bit more than a dollop. We don't need that much. So the thing with eyeshadow primers is if you put too much or too little, then they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So make sure you're putting just the right amount on there. So we're going to take this and just apply it to the eyelid. Now, my advice is if you've got eyelids like mine that have like the veins and stuff in them, use an eyeshadow primer that's kind of like flesh toned, but sort of like a concealer, so it'll cover that up. So we're just going to spread this around into the inner corner of the eye a little bit because we are going to be using that space for eyeshadow. So now we're good and tacky, so we're good to go with that. So the next step is going to be setting this as well as getting down a base eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my Lorac Pro Mega 2 palette, and on that palette, or I guess I should say with that palette, I'm going to take my Morphe 330, Morphe 503 brush, which is like a blending brush, and I'm going to take Sorbet, which is like a light pinky color. Dap it in there, tap it off of your brush, and just take it all over. So in the crease, on the lid, all over color, just to get us primed and ready to start putting color on our eyelid. Take it all over. And then you're good to go to move on to the next step. Sort of base shade down. Then we're going to want to put something that's going to darken up this outer edge just a little bit and maybe darken up the crease a little bit as well. So I'm going to take Hipster, and this is by Makeup Geek. It's just a brown shade. So I'm going to take that on something that is a little bit more precise than the brush we were using before, but not super precise. So we're going to look for, let's see, let's go in with our e.l.f. eyeshadow blending eye brush. Clean it off on our arms a little bit, make sure there's no like makeup left on there from previous uses. Let me tell you guys, like, it is hard to put things on your face in the frame of the camera. Because you really need a mirror. It's hard. Okay, I'm going to stop complaining. So you're going to take Hipster on your brush, and you're going to run that into the outer corner and then into the crease. Now, I have hooded eyes, so let me explain that. So hooded eyes means my crease right here gets covered up when I open my eye. So you see it's like pretty much totally covered. So when I put colors in my crease, I have to run them like way up towards my brow bone for them to even show up when my eye is open. So if you don't have hooded eyes, then you want to stay a little bit more directly in your crease and not above that. So we're just going to keep like darkening this up until we've got it where we want it. And again, this is just going on like the outer V of the eye and into the crease. And I like to like extend it out past my eye a little bit, make your eye look bigger. And you can be like kind of sloppy. It can come down here because we're going to clean that up later, so that's not a big deal. So there's backstage. And so then what we're going to want to do is start putting in our cranberry colors. So again, I'm going to take my Lorac Pro Mega 2 palette, and I'm going to take the color Cabernet, which is like a deep purpley color, and I'll have shots of those in the video as we go. But we're going to take Cabernet, and we're going to take that on our e.l.f. eyeshadow smudger brush. And so you're going to want a brush that's a little bit more precise for this again. So let's see, I really just want to use this small mirror. Okay, so we're going to take this in the same places that we put Hipster. So outer corner, outer V, and into the crease just slightly. And a good rule of thumb is the first place that you place your brush when it has the product on it is where the majority of the product is going to go. So place it in the outer V first, and we're just going to work that around in little circular blending motions and windshield wiper blending motions all over the eye. So then we have this. So we're getting a little bit darker, a little bit more dramatic. So the fun part is when you are going to go in with some, whoops, knocked this out of focus. There we go. Is when we're going to go in with our Morphe palette. I love Morphe. I love their brushes, I love their eyeshadows, I love everything that they do ever. I'm going to take the 35U palette, which it'll obviously be linked in like the products that I use below. But I love this palette. It's pretty much all shimmery shadows, and there are a bunch of colors. I haven't like went into all of them yet because a lot of them are like really intimidating when you look at them. But so you can do a lot with this palette. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Sonia Kashuk, where is she at? Here she is, little simple eyeshadow brush. And we're going to take, there's a color that looks almost like Cabernet, which is what we put in our outer corner, but it is shimmery and has some like pinkish like reflex in it. So we're going to take that and we're going to load up our brush like pretty heavy, because since these are like shimmery shadows, they don't always go on like exactly the way that you want them to. So we're going to put this directly on the lid. And again, like I said, don't worry if there's fallout. We're going to clean that up. So we're going to make this like kind of like a cut crease. So leave the inner corner kind of light, because we're going to go over that with something else to make it like more dimensional. But we're going to work it kind of like a cut crease. So in other words, we're just going to draw a line right here with our brush where that connects. So it's going to be like a sharp line connecting to Cabernet. Cabernet. whatever. So this is what we've got so far, and you can see that there's some fallout. You want to clean that up. Don't you worry about it. So that is what we have so far. Now, we want to give our eye some dimension, and we want to make it look like we worked for hours on this makeup, like making it look good, you know what I'm saying? So, next, we're going to take something that's like a little bit more precise. We still want it to be flat, and like, I hate to say this, but some of these brushes I ordered off the Wish app, which I mentioned in one of my, oh, we're gonna clean that up. Did you see that? Not good. Anyway, so I ordered some of these off the Wish app, and so I honestly don't know, like, how to find where you can buy them, and I don't even know if they're still available on the Wish app, but they're just like flat. A lot of them are just like flat, synthetic, cheap brushes, which I'm sure you can pretty much buy anywhere. So just look for something that's flat and that's kind of like dense and soft, because you're going to want to apply it like in certain places. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to spritz it a couple of times with some Fix Plus. And I've heard you can use eye drops to do this. I'm not sure. I've never tried that. If that's something you want me to test out, I can do that. But we're just going to wet this brush, and then there's a color right beside the one in the Morphe 35E palette, and it's a little bit lighter. So we're going to just douse our brush in that, and it's more of like a pinky color. Get our brush nice and loaded, and we're just going to go in the center, right here. To give us a little bit more dimension to the eye. Make sure you get it pretty close to the last lash line so there's not a gap, and just pat. So there's that. And then, for also the fun part, we're going to take this into the inner corner a little. So now we have like this pink, shimmery inner corner. So it looks pretty rough right now, but it's going to get better. I can promise you that. So from there, we're going to take any kind of makeup removing cloth, whichever ones you use on the daily, and you're just going to like wrap this around your finger to where it comes to a point. And we're going to clean up all that fallout. And we're going to clean up under here because I had makeup on yesterday. And we're going to want to make like a straight line from the corner of our eye outwards. So we have like a cat eye effect. So just take your wipe, press it against your skin, and draw it straight out. Again, I'm going to go off camera, put on my concealer, come back, and show you where we go from here to do our lower lash line. Alright, so now we've got our foundation on, we've got our concealer on, so we're going to move on to the under eye now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take a brush that we can sort of like pack something onto the under eye with. So I'm going to use a pencil brush by Morphe, it's by Makeup Geek. And we're going to take Goji, which is that same color that we used, or not Goji, I keep saying Goji, I'm thinking of my other tutorial, or my Get Ready With Me. So we take Cabernet, that same color that we kind of used to darken the crease up, and we're just going to take that on our pencil brush, and we're going to run it super close to the lash line, and only about halfway in, and connect it to our little wing that we made there. See if you can see that in the corner. Just connecting it right there, running it just right here. So we're going to get smoky with it, but that's where we're going to stop for right now. with that color. So then we're going to take our e.l.f. eyeshadow smudger brush, and on that we are going to take a little bit of the color Goji. This time we're actually using Goji, and we're going to use that to smoke out this lower lash line. And you don't have to make it smoky if you don't want to, but you see we just carry it down, smoke this out, make it line up with our line that we have going on there. So this is what we have so far. So then we're going to take the same brush that we moistened with that Fix Plus earlier. It may need to be a little wetted a little more. So I'm going to do that really quick. Spritz it with a little bit more Fix Plus, and we're going to go back into our Morphe palette. Okay. And we're going to take that same, the light color, not the color that's the main color on our lid, but that light color that's in our inner corner. We're going to take that on this brush and put it mainly on the tip of the brush. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put this in the center of the lower lash line. So right here. And then finish off that inner corner. So there's that. So now we have our lower lash line finished. So we're going to wipe some of the product off of that brush that we just used that we dampened with Fix Plus. And we're going to go in with a little bit more of a highlight. So we're going to take Shimmer from Makeup Geek. And we're going to go over that inner corner. The brush is still a little bit moist. Go over that inner corner with Shimmer. Just to make that inner corner pop a little, make it look a little bit more like a highlight and less like that pinky shade. And then we're going to take a little bit more of Shimmer and we're going to drag it, oops, sorry, way out of the camera. Drag it under here. And this makes for like a very wide awake pop in the corner. So I'm going to go off camera, do my brows, and we're going to use Shimmer to highlight the brow bone once the brows are on. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on, so all of my contour and stuff like that, and then we will come back and talk about eyeliner. Alright, so now we've got everything on our face. We've got our brows on. We have all of our contour and highlight and blush and all that stuff on. So now we got to move into eyeliner. The first eyeliner that we're going to apply, we're going to do our waterline and then also a winged liner. So the first liner that we're going to apply, if I can get all of the paper off of it, is this Pretty Eyes Automatic Eyeliner in Plum. And let's see who this is by. Scone Cosmetics. I got this in my Ipsy bag, I want to say like last month or something like that. It's just a pretty plum color. So we're just going to take this and we're going to put it in our waterline. And just be very gentle when you're like doing this, because one, you don't want to mess up your concealer, and two, like tugging at your under eyes is really bad for your eyes. So we're going to use this Starlux Pro Lux Longwear Eyeliner pen. It's different than the one that I used yesterday, or in one of my previous videos. So what you're going to want to do is follow the line of this Follow the line of this eyeshadow that you've created, and we want the eyeliner to be pretty thick because we're going to add some like pretty dramatic lashes later. Surprise, surprise. So we want this to go with those lashes. So that's what we have. Obviously that wing follows the eyeshadow that we put down. So I'm going to go off camera and do that to the other eye, and I'm also going to go off camera and I'm going to apply just one coat of mascara to the lower lashes and one coat to the upper lashes. And then after I apply that mascara, I'm going to put on some false lashes. I'm going to give my eyelashes a good curl, put another coat of mascara on top of those lashes, and then we're going to move on to lips. So here we have the look with lashes. And you do want to, once you stick the lashes on, go over the lash band with a little bit more liner just so you can't see the lash band. And honestly, I'm not a pro at applying eyelashes yet, so it takes obviously like quite a bit of practice. And these are really intense, so you don't have to wear these, or you don't have to wear lashes at all. This would look good with, you know, like a few coats of mascara, whatever you choose to do. So this is what we got with our lashes on so far. So now we're going to move on to lips. You may see a mirror because I'm going to need this to line my lips. So you're just going to take this and follow, and I'm not going to be able to talk to you while I do this, follow the outline of your lips. So there's both bottom and top lip lined, and in this stage, if you have like uneven lips, you can kind of make them a little bit more even, you know, whatever you desire to do. But from here I'm going to fill them in just a little. So filling them in just gives everything something to stick to. So here's what we have so far. You can always go back in and touch up the lip liner as you go. So this looks pretty crazy, which is not what we are going for. So next we're going to go in with a lipstick. So we're going to use the NYC lipstick, and it is in color 320 Mahogany. And we're just going to take that all over the lips. And that's very sticky, very shiny. You could stop here. I can't stand wearing lipsticks like this all day, especially because my lips stick together and it just smears all over your face, and that is no good. So we're going to go in with this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and it is in the color Transylvania. So this is just going to help this kind of turn matte so that it's a little bit easier to deal with. So here is the finished look with the lips, and you can take like some concealer. Let me zoom in. You can take some concealer and clean up the edges. Make sure you don't get it on your teeth. But I'm just not that involved. So this is the finished look with the eyes and the lips together with all the contour and face and stuff like that done. It is very dramatic, especially compared to things I've done before. For lipstick on my teeth, yes, right there. It's very dramatic compared to things that I've done before, and obviously you can change this up however you want. So like if dark lips are not your thing, you don't have to do dark lips. You can do a light lip, like just put some lip gloss on, because the eyes are pretty dramatic on their own, so you don't necessarily have to pair them with anything dramatic. This is just something I was feeling. So, all that being said, you can make this look your own. You can do whatever you want with it. It is totally up to you. Change the lips, change the eyes, change whatever. But this is what I did for you guys. I actually really love this look. Like, I think this is my favorite one so far. So again, thank you guys for watching. I have decided that my videos are probably going to go up on Mondays and Fridays. If I can help that, I'm trying to kind of stay ahead of things right now. But I would like to get up at least 2 videos a week, and I'm shooting for Mondays and Fridays from now on. So you can look forward to seeing my face on Mondays and Fridays if you are subscribed to my channel. If you're not, please do. Please feel free to interact with me, like leave me comments, tell me what you want to see, anything like that. I'm not scary. I promise I'm really nice and I'll be nice to you. This is the look that I've done for you. I thank you again for being a part of my channel and for joining me today. Please forgive the lighting, it's kind of rainy and gross outside, but I still wanted to film to be able to get something up for you guys. So thanks again. I love you all so much. I'm so thankful for your involvement in my channel, and I can't wait to see where we go from here.
We'll be right back.